Over 200 people recently marched on the offices of AI companies in San Francisco to call for an end to the AI race. They know that we cannot control superintelligence, that it poses a significant risk of human extinction, and they don't want that. And many people at the protest are taking these risks very personally.
Why, when I'm tucking my children into bed, are they across town working overtime on something that they say threatens my children's lives?
The protest was organized by a group called Stop the AI Race, and they have a very sensible, a very reasonable, a very easy ask of the AI CEOs. And it's, if the other CEOs were to agree to a pause, would you do the same?
Once we have everyone agreeing for this conditional pause, I think we can enforce this pausing of AI.
The group calls itself Stop the AI Race and says it wants these companies' CEOs to publicly commit to temporarily halting the development of frontier AI.
So this ask was the same ask of the hunger strikes that the organizer Michael Tracey was involved in back in September, and they have already had one success. Demis Hassabis, the CEO of Google DeepMind, has agreed that he would commit to a pause if all of the other AI CEOs were to do so.
In a perfect world,
yes,
if you knew that every other company would pause, if
yes,
every country would pause, would you advocate for that?
I think so. I mean, I've been on record saying what I'd like to see happen. It was always my dream of the kind of the roadmap, at least I had when I started out DeepMind 15 years ago and started working on AI, 25 years ago now, was that as we got close to this moment, this threshold moment of AGI arriving, we would maybe collaborate in a scientific way. I sometimes talk about setting up an international CERN equivalent for AI.
It is just absurd that he will say this in one breath and then he'll wake up tomorrow and he will continue this race. He will not push for any serious regulation, and he will just now and again on a podcast, in an interview, mention that, yeah, I'd maybe be in favor of pausing. Act like you care. Act like the risks that you acknowledge are real, and do something about it, Demis. Because if you don't do something about it, Demis, you and your family are going to face the consequences of it as much as the rest of us are. One university professor, Will Fithian, attended this protest, and he gave what I think is the most powerful speech, the most emotional speech that we have ever had at an AI safety protest.
So I spend a lot of my time talking with colleagues in my department, in computer science, in neuroscience, people who are at the frontier of researching how to understand and control these systems. And I can tell you for a fact they don't have very good answers, because right now no one is close to understanding this technology well enough to build it safely. What does all this mean for our children? Well, I'll tell you what the people running the AI labs think it means. They think there's a good chance that my children and yours won't make it to adulthood. Elon Musk, the man whose building we are standing outside, has referred to building artificial superintelligence as summoning a demon. He has publicly estimated a 20% chance of annihilation, his word, of every single person on Earth. And he's not alone. Every frontier lab leader in the US is on the record that racing pell-mell to build superintelligent machines before we understand how to control them poses a serious existential threat to humankind.
We'll hear some more of Will's speech in a minute, but that quote, by the way, about Elon Musk calling the AI race summoning a demon is true. This is what Elon Musk said. And he has lost the plot, Matt. He was one of the people who was at the forefront of warning about the risk of this technology. He does say that there is a 20% chance of you and your family and everyone else on the planet being killed by superintelligence if anyone builds it. He was watching the activities of OpenAI, of Google DeepMind, of Anthropic. He was watching them race to more and more powerful systems without any hope in hell of controlling them, of understanding them, of aligning them with human values. And what did Elon Musk decide to do? Elon Musk decided to set up his own fucking AI company, because he said, and this is almost a direct quote, I don't want to be a bystander, I want to be a participant. Why do you want to be a participant in the extinction of the human race? You don't have to stand back and do nothing. You can call for regulation. You have a direct line to the fucking president of the United States, right? Talk to him, ask him, why are you not regulating? If we do not pause this race, there is a significant chance that you, Donald, and your family are going to be killed. I don't know what it's like to have $1 billion, right? It would probably drive me mental. I don't know what it would be like to have that much wealth and that much power. So it's very difficult for me to get in the mindset of the billionaires who are at the forefront of these companies. But they are acting like suicidal maniacs. If you're somebody who wants to act like a suicidal maniac, I can't stop you. But when you include me, my family, all my mates, the rest of humanity in your suicidal race, that's when I take issue with it. Elon Musk has said that his plan to make sure that AI is safe is to make sure it's as truth-seeking as it possibly can. Because, and this is literally what Elon Musk believes, because humans are the most interesting things on the planet. So if it was maximally truth-seeking, it would want to keep us around. That's your plan to make sure super intelligent AI doesn't kill us. It's fucking ridiculous. These guys don't have a clue. And like Elon Musk's plan is kind of laughably ridiculous, but OpenAI doesn't have a better plan than that. Anthropic doesn't have a better plan than that. Google DeepMind doesn't have a better plan than that. And they're all racing ahead anyway. This race ends up with all of us dead.
So what I'd really like to know is this. Why aren't they out here with us? Why don't they shut down? Why don't they shut down their labs? And tell every politician and journalist who will listen that this race to superintelligence is insane and must be stopped.
Shut it down! 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 Shut it down!
Why instead are they pressing the accelerator with every ounce of their energy and every dollar they can borrow? Why, when I'm tucking my children into bed, are they across town working overtime on something that they say threatens my children's lives?
Yeah, I mean, you can really hear the emotion in Will's voice there. The first time I watched that clip, I did shed a tear or two, because this risk, it sometimes sounds abstract, right? Human extinction, but human extinction means your children, if you have them, being killed. This is personal. This does affect you. This does affect Will. It affects me. It affects everyone on the planet. The hubris of the AI CEOs in thinking that we're going to sit back and do nothing while they admit that their technology could literally kill us all is astounding. We're not going to sit by and do nothing while they threaten our lives. And Will asks there why they're not down there with them, calling for a pause, why they don't shut down their labs, why they don't act like the risks that they believe in are real. If you ask them why they're in this race, they will often assume responsibility and they will say, oh, the game theory makes me do it. I have to do it because of the game theory. No, you fucking don't. You wake up every day and you choose to lead a company that is trying to build superintelligence. That is your choice, and you will face the consequences for that if you do not make amends very soon. It's just, I cannot properly express the disgust I have for these people. They wake up every day. I will repeat the point. They wake up every day and they choose to build something that they know could kill their own family. There is no person making them do this, right? They already have all the money they could ever dream of in the world. And if they really cared about us, if they really cared about themselves, if they weren't megalomaniacal psychopaths, they would stop right now and they would call for the only thing that can save us, which is a global pause on AI development. Nate Soares, one of the co-authors of If Anyone Builds It, Everyone Dies, which is a great book that really does a good job to cover all of the reasons that this race is suicidal and why we need a global pause. He was there at the protest and he also gave a speech.
That's one reason I'm very much in support of the goal of this protest, to get these folks to come out and say, we'll pause if everybody else does. This is an easy ask. We're not saying shut down your company, even though shutting down the company would be a huge statement about just how dangerous this tech is. Even though shutting down this company is probably a way to do more good for the world by waking up the world leaders. We're not here saying shut down your company. We're here saying follow what you say are your own convictions. Tell everybody that you will stop if the rest of the world is stopped. Make it clear that you don't want this race either. If you're really being strong-armed into this, if you're really backed into a corner, thinking that you have to do this only because the next guy will do it worse, then say so. Make it clear. The world rides on it.
Like, if you don't sign up to this, then what do you expect people to think about you? What do you expect people to think about you? And this is also true of every other researcher at Anthropic. If you are not demanding that the CEO of your company signs up to this, then what are you doing? Do you expect me to believe that you care about humanity? Do you expect me to believe that you're acting with good intentions? Or do you want me to conclude, because this is what I am concluding, that you have been corrupted by this race, that nothing is going to stop you, nothing is going to stop your companies, and only government intervention can save us? Literally less than a month ago, Anthropic updated their policy, which previously said they would not release a model if they don't already have adequate safety protocols in place. They removed that. They removed that because they want to keep up with the race. They want to keep up with the frontier of capabilities. How can we trust you? We can't. That's the answer to that. We can't fucking trust these companies. We need to stop them. Huge respect to everyone who went to this protest. I hope it can have the impacts that it needs to have. And huge respect to Will for that speech, which was just incredibly powerful. I hope you're doing well, mate. And yeah, as he says in this clip that I'm about to end the video with, this is up to us. As long as we show up, we continue to speak about these risks, we continue to call for what is needed, and we don't mince our words. That's the only way that we are going to be able to secure a future for Will's kids and for everyone else on the planet.
More than 100 of you came out today, and more than 100,000 signed the October petition to ban superintelligence until it can be built safely. We can do it, and we will. This movement is only getting started.
Yeah!
Every one of you has come out because whether or not Elon cares about our children's futures, you do. Someday I'll tell Conrad where I went after his birthday party. And I'll tell him about the grown-ups who showed up when it mattered most to demand his future back. I am so grateful to Michael and David for organizing this event and to all of you for being here. Thank you.